Hello, and welcome, finally, to Eden and Emiko Kill the Marvel Universe. I'm Eden.
And I'm Emiko. And this is the only comic book movie podcast where the two hosts are not millennial straight white men, and instead they're two Gen Z kinda white women.
And today, since this is a bit of an introduction episode,
Yeah.
You may be noticing my fantastic makeup around my eyes. I promise this isn't my usual choice.
I think they can see it, to be honest.
Beautiful. Cool. How about we pretend I didn't say anything? How about we just pretend?
Okay.
But I would like to talk about one thing. Today, do you have a Raisin Cane's blanket?
No.
What is that?
That's a giant plastic bag sewn out of regular sized plastic bags. Context, I just graduated with a bachelor's degree in art and in sculptural art. I sewed a giant plastic bag out of regular sized plastic bags.
Well, yeah, so we're trying to get to know each other, but not each other. We know each other.
We're friends.
You and I and Emiko too. But today we're going to be discussing a movie that I saw yesterday and is canonically Emiko's favorite movie.
It's not you can't say that. You told me you wouldn't say that. It's not my favorite movie. I chose this movie because okay, context, everybody. So, yeah.
Let them know.
Okay, so context. Our original plan...
Well, should the context not be what the title of the movie is?
Shut up! Our original plan for the first 2 episodes of this was that we were going to each pick our favorite comic book movie, and we were going to watch those 2 first. My favorite comic book movie, though, is... it's X2. And I thought to myself, that would be weird if we started with the second film in a trilogy. So I chose something else. And I just happened to have a copy of the movie that we watched. And I was like, well, we can do this because Eden will be here.
Why do you keep edging them? Say what the movie is.
Okay, so the movie that we're going to be watching today, everybody, grab your boar worms. Because today we're going to be talking about Flash Gordon.
For this introduction episode, because we're watching our favorite films, well, my favorite film.
And then my placeholder favorite film. It's not my favorite film. It's a classic. I thought we would compare and contrast classic and contemporary.
I'd like you to know, if you're in the audience and Flash Gordon 1980 is your favorite film, I stand with you.
Yeah, we love you.
This is such
amazing.
It's amazing.
Can I curse?
Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can.
Okay. Before we get into that, how you been?
Yeah, I guess we should talk a bit.
Going? Yeah, let's talk.
Who are you? I guess is what's on everyone's mind. So this podcast, we saw a hole in the world.
Yes.
That there were so many comic book movie podcasts that weren't our opinions.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of podcasts out there that are humble and say, "Hey, we don't know what we're talking about. We're just opinionated people."
We know what we're talking about.
We know what we're talking about. We know everything.
We're talking about every single other comic book film not done by Marvel Studios.
That's right.
Owned by and Disney.
Tell them why we're called Eden and Emiko Kill the MCU.
Because we're not going to talk about the MCU.
Never once. We
might mention it once in a while. We might.
It's hard not
do
to.
A one-off where we're like, these are the ones we kind of liked. But for the most part, we're going to talk about franchises and standalone films and maybe like other kinds of properties. Spoilers. Where it's based off of the original content is a comic book, and it's not a comic written, or it's not a film done by Marvel Studios. Mm-hmm. So, X2 is a Fox film, so we will be talking about all of the Fox X-Men.
Like Deadpool.
The first Deadpool, because I'm pretty sure Deadpool 2 was Disney.
I hate Deadpool so much.
But all of the, Blade, the Blade trilogy we will be discussing,
Speed Racer.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking,
Manga.
we're gonna go deep. We're gonna go foreign films. But, you know what we mean? No Marvel.
No Marvel.
I will not watch another Marvel movie.
Never ever, except for the Patreon.
No.
Ha!
I might rewatch Winter Soldier.
That'd be kind of sick.
I would do that. I like that one.
I haven't seen that one.
Anyways.
Before we kill the MCU, tell me, what was your favorite Marvel movie before it all goes away?
Oh God. Well, it's really a toss. It's a toss up between um Captain America and the Winter Soldier and Thor Ragnarok.
Ooh. There were a lot of Marvel movies.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to remember all of them because
Wait,
there's so many.
I know I actually did have one I really liked. Not Endgame.
No.
There's no way it's Thor Ragnarok. It's probably a Thor movie though.
Okay, there's four Thor movies.
Yeah, Thor Love and Thunder. That was my
Oh God,
that was
really?
no. Well, I'll remember mine eventually.
Yeah.
Emiko, tell me. What was Flash Gordon?
Well, we were supposed to talk about ourselves. For
Oh my God, Emiko, before
Yeah, what's been going on, Eden?
Emiko, before we finally talk about this film,
We've been going so long. But what's the update for you?
in my life right now,
Yeah. What's going on?
I'm what you call between phases. If you're referring to the Queen of England,
Put it there, brother.
Put it
We're
there.
both there.
We
We're
live
both
with our
between-
parents.
We live with our parents.
But I won't soon. I just got off a call with my new landlord. I will be moving to New York, and this podcast will stop being in person for a bit.
Yeah, we're gonna enter a Zoom era at some point.
We're gonna enter a new
gonna be
phase.
crazy.
But I'm constantly shifting between We're So Back and It's So Jover.
Yeah.
But I have to say, like, starting this podcast and
Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
it's gonna be fun
It's
as
gonna give me
fuck.
something to look forward to. I get to watch a movie every week.
It's exactly
And I get
that.
to talk about it.
Because
And
I think,
love to complain and talk about things.
dude, I know, dude, we watched Flash Gordon and heard maybe 2 lines of dialogue.
Yeah, because we're talking about it the whole time.
But don't worry, we didn't have subtitles on either because we're experts.
I don't even think that. So I have it on DVD. That's why we watched it.
Because you're a real fan.
Stop. And I don't even think it had subtitles.
Nah, it didn't. We didn't, dude, it didn't have anything. It just had
It
scenes.
just had the scene selection.
Can we talk about
Crazy.
one thing we didn't talk about yesterday?
Yeah, go ahead.
In the seminal film Flash Gordon, the editor gave each scene unique titles.
Yeah, it was cute. They used to do that for every movie.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, I'm doing all right. I'm like all things said and done, I think why I've been so lost in my life is because I haven't. Do you ever watch Avatar: The Last Airbender, a TV show not based on a comic?
Yeah, a TV show that spawned comic books.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
You know how whenever like Zuko would go through a character arc, his tummy would get upset and he would get very sick. That happens to me about every
Oh my
every
God.
year and a half or every 2 years.
That's my favorite Zuko character trait.
It's a good
so
one.
Real. That's so real.
But like unironically, Carl Jung calls it the dark night of the soul. I call it the Zuko tummy moment, where literally my stomach is upset for about 2 months, and I come out an entirely new character.
Oh my God.
And I feel like I'm like on the car drive here. I felt like I was finding myself again. I recorded another podcast. I'm a 2-timer with
Yeah.
called
With my old roommate.
called Hot Funny Beautiful. Go watch it. Emiko
Yeah.
will someday be on it.
Yeah. And then the co-host of that podcast might join us here.
Hell yeah.
You know?
And the cool thing was like I finished that and I realized that why I've been missing so many things is because I've been living with my parents. My days don't begin during the morning.
Yeah,
They begin
at
at
noon.
They begin at noon. Sometimes they begin at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I've like become nocturnal.
Exactly. I'm getting rejected from so many things.
Yeah. Getting no response back from jobs.
Billions.
Absolutely zero.
Oh my God. And it leaves you in the kind of spiral of like, who am I? What am I doing? Why am I doing it?
Yeah.
And
why did I get this degree?
Why did I get this
am I
degree?
alive?
I got a degree in theater, by the way.
And I got a degree in fine arts. So
We're very smart.
Oh yeah. I
But-
mean, technically, the school we went to, not to brag, top 10.
It's-
public university. It's pretty good.
Number one cool
but we
school.
did not get in for smart people majors. So
You just graduated.
I just graduated.
How
from
is things? I
university.
love your belt buckle, by the way. I
Thank you.
just noticed that.
Thank you. It's a Dickies belt buckle. None of you can see it, but it's really fun. Anyways,
That's for me, Chad.
Yeah, that's just for her. It's been fine. I graduated almost 3 months ago. Haven't really been
Yeah.
doing a whole lot. I had a thesis show. I was part of a couple exhibits my last year, but nothing's really picked up recently. And it's kind of depressing. I had to. So, this room that we're filming in is technically my art studio, but I haven't been making anything in here because it's. I like moved back like a month ago officially. And so I was like cleaning this space. And I feel like now that this space is ready, I might be prepped to start making again, hopefully.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Do you know what this podcast really helps with, and what my other podcast,
all your other podcasts,
the Secret to Life help with, is because I don't, unlike what the Bible says, I don't think creation is born from nothing.
Yeah.
I think it's a process of consistency.
Yeah.
And I've been a person who's like, well, when my body makes things, I'll make it.
Yeah.
But I need to consistently make things so that my brain is consistently thinking, or else we devolve to being on our phones all day.
Yeah.
And I think
that's my problem.
Yeah.
It's that damn phone.
Well,
I'm on that damn
kids
phone
in the
too
damn
much.
phone. Well, I think, not to expose you, but you talked about how you cleaned your room so I could sleep in here.
Yeah.
And I think that's like, this podcast, in many ways, that's like a metaphor for how you're cleaning your mind so you can create something consistently every week.
Yeah. That's so real.
Let's fucking go. You know what else is real? Flash Gordon. Tell me.
Wait.
It's the intro. Eden and Emiko kill the Marvel Universe. So we have a structure chat.
Yeah, we have an outline.
Our first topic, and that we'll do every bi-week, it's a bi-weekly podcast, probably weekly in the future, is
I don't know about that.
What was the state of your life before watching this movie, and how did this movie change it? The state of my life before watching this movie.
Because you had never seen it. I saw it years ago. Over a decade ago, since the last time I watched this.
And I really was I didn't want to watch it. I think I was pretty vocal that I didn't want to watch it.
You did not say that.
In my head, I didn't.
Oh my God.
I was really hoping Emiko would want to switch it, and I've never been so wrong in my entire life. I was being such a dick, chat, but internally. After watching the movie, I think I could have stayed awake for 36 hours. I've never felt so much joy in my life. I was weirdly horny.
Oh my God.
I was having the time of my life. What about you, Emiko?
Okay, so it's probably been over a decade since I've watched this film. The main thing I remember about it is not even a direct memory from the movie. It's the meme of T.S. Madison on The Bald and the Beautiful with Katya going, "The boy." If you're gay, you know what I'm talking about.
Where's the camera?
Yeah,
if you're gay.
Where's the camera? If you're gay, you should know what I'm talking about. You've probably seen this clip on your YouTube shorts. Anyways, that was like the last thing I remembered about Flash Gordon. And the music. And the scenic design. Because that's like one of the things I focus on when I watch film. And honestly, after the movie, I was in a daze.
I felt like I was high.
Yeah, I felt high. And while we were watching the movie, we were like, should we have? But then we didn't, right? And I don't think we needed to because the movie was a high in and of itself.
It would have made it worse.
Yeah. I think we would have ended the film scared if we had...
Scared? Dude, we're like doing the Scooby-Doo shuttle, like, I think the boreworms are out there.
When you look at stills from this film, you don't think about it, but this is like a dark fantasy.
Welcome back at a new angle.
At a new angle.
The other camera died because we're professionally.
Yeah, I've done this before for sure.
For sure. This is like my job.
Yeah, you've actually done this before. No
Only through
sarcasm
Zoom.
included.
Only through Zoom. If you could, just from what you remember, what happened in this movie in 3 minutes or less?
Okay, Flash. He's on a plane with Dale. The plane crashes. They wind up at this crazy scientist's lair, and he shoves them into a rocket ship, and they fly to Ming is like, Dale, you're sexy as hell. I'm gonna marry you and make you join my harem. He's sexy and I want to fuck him. So I'm gonna resurrect him and bring him to my lover's hot, sexy Robin Hood guy. the Rogue Prince, who we love, who is Princess Aura's lover, and then they do the test of courage, where it's like you put your arm in the log and the monster stings you. And then they band together, and Ming shows up, blows up the Hawk People's place, and the Hawk People are like, that was fucked up, let's join Flash and Baron. And then they crash the wedding of Ming and Dale, and then Flash saves the day, killing Ming. Theoretically, because at the end there's like a thing where it's like, is he dead? I don't know. And then Baron and Aura are now the new rulers of Mongo. And Flash, the scientist, and Dale are stuck on Mongo. They can't go back.
They don't give a shit about going back. This movie was 3 movies, maybe 4, in one 90-minute, 80-minute, I think.
No, it was an hour. It was an hour and 50 minutes.
This is the greatest movie of all time.
It felt at the same time both long and so
short.
Fast.
Dude.
I was like, God, this movie is taking forever, but also like 500 things have happened.
Yeah, you didn't even start at the beginning, because in the beginning, Dale walks past Flash, and Flash is like, gosh, I should have talked to that girl. Dale's a travel agent, by the way.
Yeah.
And then 5 minutes later, when they're making out, Dale's like, I should have told you I loved you sooner.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They agree to get married halfway through the film, and it's like, you've known each other for 2 days, maybe? That seems like a stretch, but like, bruh. Back to what we were saying. I was just like, I was just kind of in a fugue state. I think we ended the movie, we looked at each other, and I was like, okay, I guess it's time to go to bed.
That was it. That was like, we looked, it was like 2 a.m. We're like, yeah, we watched a movie.
Yeah, that was the film. Okay, so let's get into it. Where are my notes? Here are my notes. So we're gonna kind of go through this bar for bar.
Okay. There's an important... What makes Flash Gordon so interesting is that 13 minutes passed and it felt like we were halfway through the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, everything feels like it happens over the span of 1 day.
So I'd like to ask you a question, Emiko. Who is Flash Gordon?
Okay. In the original source material, he's a polo player.
Was it too gay for the 80s? was polo woke?
In the 80s film, Flash Gordon, Flash is, I think he might be a quarterback for the New York Jets.
Gotta love the Jets.
Gotta love the Jets. And this man gets transported to an alien civilization, and his special power is football.
His special interest. Flash Gordon is an asexual, aromantic. In the first 13 minutes of this movie, he encounters a mad scientist, a rocket ship that takes him to a new dimension.
And a woman.
He encounters a woman. He encounters a plane crash, red sky cloud thing, and he goes onto an alien homeworld where every single alien species is based on a different racist stereotype of a different Earth.
Yeah, and then also
Earth
the
country.
Hawk people from DC.
and Hawkman. It's like the Romans, the Egyptians, other racism.
Some kind of
Hawkman.
Asian person and Hawkman and lizard people. The main villain's name is Emperor Ming, and he is played by a white man in caricature-y makeup.
It's actually...
Yeah.
Like,
and that's
it feels too
to
racist for the 80s.
That's interesting to me. But anyways, so the film opens with Ming, the Emperor Ming, coming to Earth. I don't even remember why he was coming to Earth, because they don't really seem to care all that much about Earth throughout the rest of the film. Like, only Flash really cares.
Yeah, he's like just destroying it.
Flash is the only one who's like, we gotta stop the destruction of Earth.
You know, Dale's I don't even want to go back.
Nobody else really cares about... None of the other characters are, like, talking about Earth. It's only Flash. Anyways.
He's gotta get to the big game.
Yeah, he's gotta get back for the big game. Anyways, the film opens with Ming on his ship, and he's pressing all these buttons that do this stuff. They start. It's this thing called hot hail. Somebody's texting me. Sorry. This thing, hot hail, which is just like moon rocks falling from the sky and burning the ground. There's like tsunamis happening. There's hurricanes, and then he says a line that I'm not going to be able to remember the exact line, but it's something like, "This planet, what is it called?" And his assistant is like, "They call it Earth." And then it pans to the array of buttons on his screen, and one of them says, "Earthquake." And that just made me chuckle. And that was the first thing I wrote down. But, yeah. So that was really funny. And then the music.
Oh, the music was fantastic.
Yeah, the music was fantastic. It's Queen. I didn't remember that it was Queen.
Really?
I think that was the only thing you knew about it.
I was in a Queen musical in high school, and I sang Flash Home.
But the music was fantastic. The sets
fantastic.
were fantastic.
The costumes, horny. Fantastic,
yeah,
horny.
So horny, but amazing at the same time.
Yeah.
The
movie, horny, but amazing at the same time.
I do kind of wish we had done more like background research on the making of the movie, because it must have been insane.
I think because we didn't research, we actually did something good. Because this movie is made for the drive-ins in the 80s. You're supposed to be...
It's really made for the times. It's a pulp movie.
It is. It's so pulp that the guy who made Rocky Horror Picture Show is in it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so, like, it's really out there.
Yeah. This movie was made... It was almost like a movie within a movie, like in Greece when they go to the drive-ins. This movie is made for... It's the 80s, it's summer. You're going to the... Picture this, chat. You're going to the beach with your best goyle. And you want to watch a movie with your goyle. And so you take her... And you take the missus to the drive-ins, maybe with your two boys named Chet and Brett or something. You get a big thing of popcorn.
Oh, the angle work is crazy.
You get a big thing of popcorn. You and your best goyle, you're smooching in the back while Chet and Brett are laughing at the insane movie and doing no drugs, probably. Mm-hmm. And that's what this movie was made for. It was made for people who didn't know what they were going into and just enjoying seeing it. Because this movie...
It was made for fun.
It was. This
movie's camp.
Yeah. Everyone says that the new Superman movie, like, the pacing is crazy. They stuffed so many things in it. Shut up. Shut up.
You haven't watched a movie.
One, you haven't watched a movie. Two, you haven't watched Flash Gordon, where the first 13 minutes, he's already dead and revived.
Yeah. Flash, this was something you said. Flash dies in the first act of the film. Mm-hmm. And then is resurrected. He faces the darkness and nothingness of death. And then he is resurrected and he comes back unchanged.
Flash is the perfect character because he encounters so many things that change every other hero.
Yeah.
Unaffected.
Flash... The thing about this movie is Flash has no hero's journey. And I said, unironically, that because on Earth, Flash is famous. In the first part of the movie, he's wearing a stylized t-shirt with his own name on it.
And the second part of the movie, he's wearing a stylized t-shirt.
And he's signing autographs. Like, this is a famous guy.
He only wears his own merch.
And so I said that Flash, he doesn't he doesn't need it, and he doesn't have one. He doesn't have a hero's journey in this movie because he was already a hero on Earth.
His hero's journey happened somewhere else.
It happened somewhere else, so it doesn't happen here. He has barely any character growth. He has the same morals and beliefs the whole entire film.
He doesn't really care about anyone, but he cares about one thing.
I mean, he cares about Dale.
He cares more, though, about...
teamwork!
Creating the United States of Mongo.
Yeah. He has this thing about coming together and working together as a team. And that's how he phrases it every time. He doesn't shorten it and say teamwork. He says, why don't we just come together and work together as a team? So he says this to at least 5 different characters on Mongo, the alien planet that they're on. And they do not have a concept of teamwork because the Emperor Ming keeps them divided. He's doing divide and conquer, you know, because he's truly an evil person. And so they don't have a concept of teamwork. So every time he says, like, let's roleplay. I'm Flash.
Okay.
why are we fighting when we could just come together and work together as a team?
But that's against Ming's law.
Yeah. And they literally are always like, but what is teamwork?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that concept before in my life.
The process goes first, Flash asks that, and then the guy goes, what is that?
Yeah.
He explains
So
it.
funny.
The only time the movie slows down is to multiple times explain teamwork.
Yes.
And then
they finally get it at the end, and it's like...
But also, he only unites two peoples.
Yeah, and only one army shows up to actually help.
Yeah.
Like, Baron's army does not come. Like, it's only Baron.
They don't give a shit
and
about...
then the Hawk people are the only people.
And what's so cool is they show that multiple groups want to rebel, but Flash is like, no.
In the first act, before Flash dies, one of the other princes of another realm
gives his life to try to kill Ming.
Tries to kill the Emperor, tries to murder the Emperor, and is killed by Ming. And his people don't show up to the rebellion. Where the fuck were they?
What I love is that in this movie, Christian marriage is like a thing that matters a lot to the Mongos.
They play the wedding. They play the wedding waltz.
They play the wedding waltz, but also...
But it's like an electric guitar riff. It's so good.
So Flash proposes to Dale, and Dale's like, yeah. But then Dale gets like kidnapped, and the Emperor is going to marry her. And Flash says, no, if he marries her, then I won't be able to. Because that's just awesome that like he's like, well, if they get married, they better have a happy life and 2.5 kids.
Non-monogamy is a sin.
Non-monogamy is a sin.
Even though Mongo has a harem.
Dude, Mongo's
or Ming has a harem.
Ming is so like vile and evil, but Flash is like, well, that's just a sanctity of marriage that we need to respect. Ming is like, I'm gonna use my gay ass ring too.
Oh my god, his gay ass hypnotism ring.
His gay ass hypnotism ring. He's like, I'll defeat. But then he becomes the gay ass ring.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was awesome.
His quote unquote death. So this movie, George Lucas wanted to direct it.
Wait, really?
In the 80s. Yeah.
That would have been awesome.
And this is pre-Star Wars.
Dude, can you imagine the weird kind of horniness if George Lucas directed this?
Like if George Lucas made Star Wars, this Flash Gordon levels of horny.
No one would watch. We'd be a different society, actually.
Yeah,
we probably would have legalized weed in the 80s.
Yeah, exactly. This movie is so horny. Like, Princess Aura is getting tortured because she gets found out for being treasonous by the secret police and her father.
Getting tortured
and
up.
She's getting tortured. She is face down on like a spread eagle on a table. And she's getting...
The cuffs are hands, by the way.
The cuffs are hands. She's in a backless singlet. And she's getting whipped with a bondage whip.
Which is crazy that that's like torture in the future.
By the general of Ming's armies. Who, feminism win, the general of Ming's armies was a woman.
A horny woman.
A horny woman, and she was sexy. And like the whips and when Flash is in the prison, he's in like a torture mask,
but also
and he's strung
undies
up and leather underwear, leather tighty whities. He dies in leather tighty whities. That's the horniest shit I've ever seen.
And then he gets revived, and immediately this princess starts making out with him.
Yeah.
And then this other guy.
And she's always in a bathing suit.
She's always in a bathing suit. And then her like baby boyfriend guy, who looks like a sexy Spanish swashbuckler.
Yeah, he's very Inigo Montoya.
Yeah, calls her a necrophiliac.
Crazy. So,
how many make-out / kiss scenes do you think there are in this movie?
Oh,
just by a
so
rough
many.
estimate. Because I think there was at least 2 per scene. Yeah, I really think it was that many.
There's gotta be like 10.
Yeah.
There's gotta be at least 10. 10 is my conservative estimate.
I'm gonna say 21 exactly.
20. Somebody go fact check that. Go watch Flash Gordon and just count how many times people kiss.
If you are watching this episode sometime in the future, possibly the year 2027, find our emails, which are in the show notes.
Why 2027? We're not putting our emails in the show notes.
Email the podcast email, which is a thing, or
which we'll definitely make.
Or find Emiko's letterbox.
My letterbox.
Email Emiko and
my email is not public on Letterboxd.
And please tell her what the kiss count was for this movie.
Yeah. Crazy.
And also tell us who becomes president.
But backtracking a little bit to, because I just flipped the page in my notes to the to that initiation scene with the log. I actually do remember that, like, very vividly.
You were like scared watching it.
Yeah, I was that. So I had only really watched this movie like maybe once or twice when I was younger, but I used to have an internal list of films from my childhood that I really wouldn't watch because they scared me. And I think this was on it for a little bit because of this scene, because it's stressful and it's scary. Like, this is truly where the dark fantasy of it all really starts to come in, because this section of the movie really gives like Dark Crystal vibes and stuff like that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. But this scene, like, the list was like probably this movie, until I forgot about it. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom because of the heart scene, the heart ripping scene. Revenge of the Sith because I always got scared when he turned into Darth Vader and he turned evil.
Oh, that is scary.
Yeah, it was scary. And then, like, Jumanji. I wouldn't watch Jumanji. It scared the shit out of me.
Pirates of the Caribbean was on that for me, too.
Which one?
First one. I remember I was, like, 8, and my dad...
the skeletons.
Yeah, my dad and my little brother were watching it, and I was like... My dad was like, come watch it. And I'm like, no. And my dad's like, are you a pussy? Your brother's 5 and watching it. And I go... And then I cried. And after that, I didn't watch Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, that scene, I do, like, as we were watching it, I was like, oh, I remember this, because it used to scare me, and it's really, like, it's a stressful moment for me as the viewer and Flash as the character, right? And it's like, I wrote this down, it's very reminiscent of the box scene in Dune.
Yeah.
When she's like, what's in the box? He's like, what's in the box? And she's like, pain, and he puts his box in and he screams. And it's basically the same thing. It's like a initiation ritual where it's like it's a test of courage or whatever. But those things always scare the shit out of me, and I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like it.
Is it because you have no courage?
Probably. I wouldn't fucking do that.
Fuck
that. I'm not putting my hand in that log for shit. Okay.
Dude, I think
not happening.
Flash. Okay, that was one of the few times. I'm a movie watcher where I watch the movie and every scene I'm like, here's how the scene's gonna end, and then it happens. And I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
The way Flash outsmarted Green Guy, I was pogging out. I think I might have clapped. Like, that was really smart.
You went, oh my god, that was amazing.
Because I really got when, like, he clutched his hand. I was like, oh my god,
he's actually gonna die for real this time.
For real. And I was like, I guess they'll have to revive him again, like Jesus.
Yeah, like Jesus on the cross.
Did this movie, like, make you any more, like,
Jesus on the cross.
Oh my god, Jesus.
Flash.
I was ready to be a hater. I actually even wrote down, I would have loved to be some dumb guy in the 80s watching this movie and being like, I live in the greatest country on earth.
Yeah. An American football player could go to space
literally
and defeat an evil emperor.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, like, because even watching this, and I'm no America fan, but I was like, yo, let's go, fucking America. Fuck yeah. Like, did you leave feeling any more hyped up on Freedom Land?
Not really.
Ha!
Not really.
Okay, I might have just outed myself for a bit.
Yeah, you added yourself as an America lover.
No.
Eden loves America.
No, I have dual loyalty.
But yeah, I didn't really feel that way. I can see, like, why it was, like why you would, and why it would evoke those feelings in the 80s, But yeah. I just think this is camp. This is the gayest, horniest shit I've ever seen. Even though everybody in it is pretty straight, it's gay. This movie's gay.
Yeah. What this movie also really felt like, and I said this yesterday, what this movie really felt like was like a porn parody of other movies.
Yes.
Especially so many scenes in, like, tiny rooms, and, like, their cameras were kind of like...
If they had just started shooting porn, I would not have been surprised.
No, straight, like, the torture scene we were talking about. Yeah. Everyone's in, like a costume that kind of looks like a different comic book character.
Like a bondage superhero villain costume.
It was like Bondage Fantastic Four.
Yes.
And like
crazy.
I was like also, okay, now a little bit of film critique. So we have a rating system called the sandwich box.
Oh no, we gotta get the sandwich bar.
Welcome to the sandwich bar.
Yum. All right, welcome to our next segment of the pod, the sandwich bar.
So
the sandwich bar is basically, in every episode, we're gonna build a sandwich based on how much we like the movie, and we're gonna kind of list the ingredients a little bit and be like, this is what I liked, this is what I kind of didn't like, this is what I did like, or if we really like this kind of sandwich, it's all fucking good.
Yeah, we actually have the same favorite kind of sandwich.
Yes, pastrami. Mine is pastrami on rye.
Mine's pastrami on sourdough.
Yeah.
But for me, this movie was a Reuben. I love a Reuben too, but it's not a pastrami. It's a 4 out of 5.
That's true.
So the thing is that when building a sandwich, if anyone has played the Pokemon video games, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet by the Pokemon Company, you get to feed sandwiches.
Shout out Nintendo.
Shout out our sponsor. That's not true. I think that this film built a perfect Reuben sandwich, but like the sauerkraut's like on the outside. Maybe there's like one bread on the end.
I think it's they forgot the sauerkraut.
Mm.
So it's too salty and it's a little too dry.
Well, no, I think it's mostly sauerkraut. Actually, I think they might have.
Too much sauerkraut. One slice of.
I think that the bread is deep fried sauerkraut that they put between sauerkraut.
We're losing the plot of this segment.
And there's a middle
We're losing
Reuben.
the plot of this segment.
And the problem with this film for me is that like, I personally believe older films are just usually shot better, especially like. It's the film school in me, is like, it's just more interesting often. They're doing stuff with the medium, but when it comes to the way Flash Gordon was shot, dude, it literally frustrated my mind to no end. One, that each scene was 13 seconds long, but two, that they kept breaking like the invisible line of action every time. A character we'd be having a conversation, and then it would cut, and then we'd flip seats, but continuing the same conversation. And I'm like, guys, like, look, I know not everyone's a genius like me, but like, what are we doing here? I feel like this was like the first thing we learned when we discovered cameras. Do you have a critique of the movie?
Okay, so my sandwich goes like this. My first good thing is, I really love practical set design.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorite things of all time.
One of the biggest things Marvel took from us.
Yeah, one of the biggest things Marvel took from us. The rise of CGI 100%. Not even like the mix of CGI and practical. Yeah. And we don't want to get into this because I'll talk about it forever, but like Lord of the Rings is a perfect example of the blend of CGI and practical and
then The Hobbit.
And how you make it look good. And then you watch The Hobbit, which is almost all CGI, and you're like, what the hell? This is like the downgrade in quality is visible.
I'm Ian McKellen.
Yeah, Ian McKellen crying in a green screen room. So for me, the practical sets in this film, and then the use of the matte painting and the miniature is beautiful. It's so amazing. I love miniatures. I love practical set design. That's building something on a soundstage and watching a person actually react to the space around them.
Yeah.
To me, that's cinema, baby.
That's cinema.
You know? So that's my bread. And then my meat. Honestly, it was too fast. There was a lot really shoved together. The film is too fast.
Which made it so that everyone's dialogue they weren't talking to each other. Yeah. It was like, this thing is happening, we need to go there now. No one got to, like, we never got to know who Flash was.
Exactly. You don't really get to know any of the characters except these people are good, this guy is bad, this person switched sides, and that like very basic character information. That's why Flash doesn't have a hero's journey.
Yeah.
That's why Dale kicks ass, but like she doesn't really do a whole much else. Like leaves the characterization very flat because everything is happening so quick. And then like they could have just split it. They could have made a sequel. They could have tried to franchise, but I don't like. And that was the thing where it's like the ending is like the question mark.
Yeah.
Were they thinking of making a sequel or were they not? Who knows? But the movie, like, just felt really quick to me, like too quick. And so that's my shit. And then the last piece of bread is I honestly I don't know if I have another piece of bread.
You liked how horny it was.
Yeah, I did like how horny it was. I think that is my other piece of bread. I feel like
movies aren't horny
anymore. And that's a whole discussion online, right? Of like our generation is very conservative about
We are
sex.
the prude generation.
We've become prudes. And
I personally am a prude.
yeah, and we should be horny. We should let it happen, you know? And that's coming from a asexual person.
Yeah, you're listening to a very asexual podcast.
And so I appreciated how horny it was, because this is also the 80s, which is like doing dark fantasy in the 80s, where this is the rise of the Christian right.
Yeah.
And they're pointing the finger at like Dungeons and Dragons and like nerd culture and stuff, and being like, that's
satanic.
That's satanic, and that's bringing Satan into your homes. And then doing a campy, horny film like this with Queen as your backing soundtrack, and like hawk people in harness outfits.
Oh my god!
Sexy ladies in gilded swimsuits,
and
like,
also
and like
tying Americanism, which is Flash Gordon's character in this, with like being cool and horny is part of being America.
Yeah, being cool and horny and loving rock music is America.
Like, that's awesome if you think about it.
And so that's my other bread, is the horniness, because I really appreciate, like, there's not a lot of horny superhero movies.
This movie's kind of like the jock version of Rocky Horror.
Yeah.
Like, it's for people who like the gay goths and the transes. They love Rocky Horror Picture Show.
This is straight Rocky Horror.
But my dad loves this one.
This is the gateway drug to Rocky Horror for straight people.
Very true.
Yeah.
Richard O'Brien, that's why he was in it. He knew what he was setting up.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Though it does... wait, I'm sorry, I should have asked. So what kind of sandwich was this for you?
For me, honestly, this is a solid BLT.
Mmm.
I love BLTs. They're not my favorite sandwich.
Bacon, lettuce, tomato.
But they're really good. They're quite good. They're a good 4 out of 5 sandwich for me, because you can hit or miss with BLT.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like in a BLT you usually miss with the bacon, personally.
Yeah, that's usually the part where it's got to be really crispy.
Really? I'm opposite. I
don't like a chewy bacon in a BLT.
Really?
Because I feel like it interrupts the flow of the sandwich. Anyways.
The flow of the sandwich.
So. Hey girl, what's your headcanon? What's your fanfiction? What's that prediction? This says predictions for the future, but I don't really remember what that meant.
Oh, I know. So if we were to MCUify the Flash Gordon universe, what do you think's going to happen in the sequel? In the Flash Gordon Cinematic Universe, the FGCU? First
of all, we've got to ask the question, is this a film that if it was remade today, would it launch a franchise?
They'd try to, 100%.
Yeah.
So I think they wouldn't take any inspiration from the comics. They would just do this film again, but just the first
like modernize
2 minutes. We would get to the end of when they go
would split
up.
it in half like Dune.
Yeah, that's true.
They'd split it in half like
I don't
Wicked.
even think they'll do that. I think they're going to do like a Surf Dracula kind of thing, where...
Oh my god, it would be Surf Dracula.
Yeah. We wouldn't see them go to space till the end movie.
Yeah. Or this would be a CW TV show.
It would... dude... I think the first season of the CW TV show and of the movie would end with them meeting the scientist and then going to space. That's it. And they'd be like,
and then they'd cancel it.
And then they cancel it. They'd be like, we promise you're going to get cool stuff.
And then in like 10 years, they'd be like, we'll make a movie sequel.
Yeah.
And it would be bad.
And it'd be directed by Taika Waititi.
Yeah. But yeah. So if this was made today, I think they would attempt to franchise. Don't necessarily know if it would be successful. But depending on which studio did it, if Universal Studios does it, they'd be trying to do a park installation.
They would. Well, I actually have a a really important question.
Mm-hmm.
Can you write the sequel for me based on the 80s movie? So the 80s movie,
okay.
and then you can either
So
decide
here's
if
my
it
sequel.
you could decide if it comes out this year or like 82 or whatever.
Okay. Well, first, if we're gonna do a modern remake, we have to recast.
No modern remakes.
So we're gonna do 80s. But
You could be like they had a kid and it's Flash Gordon
wait.
Jr.
So here's the thing, because I know the comics keeps going after where the movie ends.
Really?
Yes. There's more runs. But I have not read them.
Oh,
so I don't know what happens.
that's good. I'm glad.
So I'm gonna tell you what I think would
yeah,
happen.
what's your fan fiction?
That's
the segment.
my
Hi, welcome to What's Your Fan Fiction?
Your fan fiction sequel of this movie. So my fan fiction is that plot twist, Ming survived and he escaped and he's in hiding, and he comes back with a different army from any of the armies of Mongo, and there's a traitor army, there's a traitor group in the kingdoms. It's one of the kingdoms that we didn't really interact with a lot in the first film, and they're betraying Baron and Aura, and
No.
and Ming is trying to make a comeback. And the B plot is that Flash, Dale, and the Doctor are trying to find their way back to Earth. And they do find a way, but Ming destroys it. And that's like the climactic thing of they're like trying to stop Ming from destroying their way back to Earth. And or Ming finds the way back to Earth and he's like, as revenge on Flash, is going to destroy the planet, and so they have to stop him, and in doing so they have to destroy the way back, and like that's the B
no
plot. And that's my sequel. And I think a main character dies.
No.
And I think it's a sexy Spaniard green guy.
No. You want to hear my
Because
sequel?
I think they want to create the love interest conflict between Aura, Dale, and Flash.
Yeah. Do Dale and Flash get married?
I think it's like a The Mummy 2 situation where they got married off screen, and then they have marital problems.
Yeah.
During the movie, they have marital problems.
No, I really think they're into each other just because of the action happening around them. I don't think they're that attracted to each other.
It's circumstantial.
Circumstantial.
Romance, which really is like The Mummy 2.
Well, I think I'm going to get into that in my sequel, because what I think happens is...
what's your fan fiction?
My fan fiction is, I think... Okay, it takes place immediately after. Flash is like, wow, that was crazy. Wow, that was crazy. What's this gay-ass ring on the ground? And he puts the gay-ass ring on. And he doesn't know it.
It's like the Ring of Power, and he's getting influenced.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Oh my god.
I think Ming.
Big brain.
I think Ming and Flash, and Ming didn't even intend this. I don't think he's doing it intentionally. I think Ming is in there, and him and Flash's brains are fusing, and it gives Flash like a dark character arc. But I think in the end, it's not that he gets rid of the ring. I think he learned, like basically he like internalizes Ming. He's like, well,
he internally defeats him.
Yeah.
And gains his power and uses it for good.
I think he also, like, he goes on an arc, like, I think he loses all his friends. He loses Dale, like, he calls the wedding off. He even, probably Ming, when he gets at the peak of his influence, forces Flash to, like, lead a revolution.
No, you know what this is?
What is?
This is the black spider suit in Spider-Man.
It's kind of like that.
He gets the symbiote and he's dancing on the streets of New York and he's a total fuckboy.
It's basically that, but Spider-Man, instead of getting rid of the spider suit, is instead like, Venom, I understand you, and there's a part of you that will never leave me. And they kind of fuse into one mentally healthy but angsty Flash Gordon.
Oh, it's Steven Universe fusion.
Yeah, it's kind of like Steven Universe fusion. So like, and then Flash becomes like they're like, Flash, you know, they're like, maybe there's another army planet. They see Ming is dead, so it's their time to invade or whatever. That happens, and Green Guy's like, Flash, you know, you were a real dick a while ago, but why don't you become president of the planets? And Flash is like, no, I need to work out my internal conflicts. And he goes on a journey across the stars to become who he was always meant to be. Ming, there is no more Ming, there's no more Flash Gordon. They're one person, just named Flash. That's my sequel. That's my fanfic. I don't know where that came from me. I've never heard of a plot like this, but now I really want to see this movie made. And on that note, I guess you can find us on YouTube at Eden and Emiko Kill the MCU. We post YouTube videos and shorts and clips and other like specific content related things. We're not one of those fake ass bitches who just re-upload the pod there. You can find me at twitch.tv/Eslan or Eslan on Twitter and YouTube and other things. Where can we find you?
You can find me at ELJ_arts on Instagram.
What's your letterbox? I feel like that's the most.
And then, my Letterboxd, because I will be updating my Letterboxd with the films that I watch for this pod. I've made a special tag for it that you can look through.
I don't have one, by the way, guys. I've never reviewed a movie.
My Letterboxd is eGroder. That's EGRODER on Letterboxd, and I will be posting small reviews of the films that we watch. So if you continue to follow along with the pod, that means you get a slight forewarning of what film we want to watch, what film we're going to talk about every week. If you want to watch it with us and then watch the pod. So then you know what we're talking about.
Watch the pod.
Yeah, that's
up top. Cool.
Okay, thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Cool.
Oh, God.
That was awesome.
Was that good?
Yeah.
It's the outro. Ba-dum-bum.